sniper spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy infantry spotted.
Ammo!
Enemy sniper spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy sniper spotted. Enemy sniper spotted. Enemy unit. Hostile infantry spotted. Over. Enemy units on the move. We need ammo.
Get first aid!
Enemy infantry. Enemy infantry spotted.
Frag grenade!
Hostile infantry spotted. Over.
First aid right here!
Enemy units on the move. Enemy activity. Hostiles on the ground. Follow me, soldier. Hostile infantry spotted. Over. Sniper! Move out! Attack hostile here. Infantry spotted. Over. Hostile forces spotted. Snipers on our perimeter. Hostile sniper spotted. Over. Hostile sniper. Hostile forces spotted. Over. Enemy sniper spotted. Hostile forces spotted. Over. Enemy forces on the ground. Sniper! Sniper! Enemy force, enemy units on the move. Hostile infantry spotted. Over. Enemy units on the move. Thanks. I owe you one. Enemy troops identified. Do you copy? Hostile forces spotted. Hostile infantry spotted. Over. We need ammo. Sniper! Hostile enemy troops identified. Do you copy? Sniper! Enemy troops identified. Do you copy? Hostile enemy troops identified. Ammunition. Over. Enemy troops identified. Enemy activity. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy. Enemy forces spotted. Over. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy infantry spotted.
First aid!
Thanks, Jim. Hostile forces spotted. Over. Enemy forces. Over.
Online and transmitted.
Enemy activity. Enemy forces. Over. Enemy infantry. Enemy infantry spotted. Spotted. Over. A bingo on ammo. Do you copy? Supplies is your position. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy troops identified. Do you copy? Hostiles on the ground. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy infantry spotted.
Online and transmitted. ظهر جنود الأعداء. ظهر جنود الأعداء. جاري البث الحي من الطائرة
خطة جيدة. شكرا. آسف جدا.
تحركات الأعداء تسمعوني؟ وحدات الأعداء
الله. صارت قوات الأعداء حول.
جنود الأعداء على الأرض. وحدات الأعداء تتحرك.
ظهر جنود الأعداء.
تحركات الأعداء تسمعوني؟
قوات الأعداء. شوهدت ظهر جنود الأعداء. ظهر جنود الأعداء. شوهدت ظهر جنود الأعداء.
جاري البث الحي من
ظهر جنود الأعداء.
خاموغة تبي مسيلي ما تبتام.
ظهر جنود الأعداء. شوهدت قوات ظهر جنود الأعداء. يوجد قناص في المنطقة.
الطائرة بدون طيار تعمل.
قوات
بدأت
الأعداء
البث.
حول. تم التعرف على جرية المنطقة. يوجد قناص في المنطقة. ظهر جنود الأعداء. تم مسح المنطقة وهي تحت السيطرة. تحركات للأعداء، هل تسمعوني؟
طيار تعمل.
ظهر جنود الأعداء. تم التعرف على سرية الأعداء، هل تسمعوني؟ قوات الأعداء حول. تم التعرف على سرية الأعداء، هل تسمعوني؟ التجهيزات صارت في موقعك. ظهر جنود الأعداء. قوات الأعداء. من الأعداء.
جاري البث الحي من الطائرة بدون
ظهر جنود الأعداء. شوهدت من الأعداء. شوهدت جنود الأعداء. حول. تم التعرف على سرية الأعداء. تم التعرف على سرية الأعداء. شوهد قناص من الأعداء. جنود الأعداء على الأرض. نطلب الذخيرة. ظهر جنود الأعداء.
الطائرة بدون طيار
جنود
تعمل.
الأعداء على الأرض. ظهر جنود الأعداء.
شمان لو خلصوا تدخل غيقا مغيبين ما نيس.
شوهد ظهر جنود الأعداء.
خلانا غليتي بكامل بدو ما نشي ندخلوا لاقيها.
جنود الأعداء. شوهد ظهر جنود الأعداء. ظهر جنود حول.
لقد وصول الطائرة بدون طيار. انتهى البث.
ظهرت قوات الأعداء حول. تم التعرف على سرية الأعداء. ظهر جنود الأعداء.
جاري البث
ظهر تحركات للأعداء، هل تسمعوني؟ وحدات للأعداء.
الطائرة بدون جاري البث الحي
ظهرت قوات قناص المنطقة. حول. جنود الأعداء. الهجوم على هذا الموقع.
الطائرة بدون
قوات الأعداء
طيار
حول.
بدأت
نفذت
البث.
التدريب في المنطقة وهي تحت السيطرة. حول. آسف جدا.
الأعداء على الأرض. شكرا. أدين لك بالواحدة. ظهر جنود الأعداء. شوهدت قوات
جاري البث الحي من الطائرة. أدين لك بالواحدة. الطائرة بدون طيار تعمل وبدأت البث.
قوات أعداء حول تم الإبلاغ.
כל הכבוד, כל הכבוד. تم الاستيلاء على إحدى النقاط. ظهر جنود الأعداء. ظهر جنود الأعداء.
الطائرة بدون
شوهدت قوات الأعداء.
آسف جدا.
מישהו עולה במדרגות, אבי, מישהו עולה במדרגות. הוא עולה מאחוריך, היה מטומטם. אתה לא רואה? יא מפגר. אני אומר לך שעה שהוא עולה. זאת הקומנדר ניצחתם, מניאק.
جاري البث الحي من الطائرة بدون طيار.
Sorry, man. Sorry, man. Hostile report. Over. I need a medic here. I owe you one. I need a medic quick. Do you copy? Enemy activity. Do you copy? Good deal, thanks. Enemy units on the move. Medic! New commander reporting for duty. Medic! Bingo on ammo. Running dry. Medic!
Use the shock paddles to revive unconscious teammates by pressing the left mouse button.
Hostile infantry spotted. Over. Hostile infantry spotted. Over. Medic to requesting a medic. Over. Medic. Enemy units on the move. Medic. Hostile 44. Hostile forces spotted. Over. Control restored. Well done. Hostile enemy forces. Over. Position cleared and under control. Enemy troops. Okay. Enemy activity. I need a medic here. Negative.
offline.
I need a medic quick. I need a medic. Copy. Do you copy? Medic. Enemy sniper. Spotted.
UAV transmitting offline.
Enemy infantry spotted. at your position. Hostile infantry spotted. Over. Enemy forces. Over. Enemy activity. Running dry. Need ammo. Over. Enemy troops. Enemy activity. Do you copy? Bingo on ammo. Do you copy?
UAV transmitting on this mark.
Enemy sniper spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Hostile sniper spotted. Over. I'm bingo on ammo. Do you copy? Medic. Do you copy? Medic. No way, man. Enemy troops. Medic.
Online and transmitting.
Sniper! Medic! Enemy activity. Do you copy? Sniper! Hostile spotted. Over. Go!
UAV transmitting on this mark.
Medic! Enemy hostile sniper spotted. Over. Sniper! Hostiles on the ground. Medic! Lies in your position. Hostile sniper spotted. Over. Snipers on our perimeter. Enemy forces. Over.
Transmitting on this mark.
Hostile enemy at this coordinate. Hostile enemy troops identified. Do you copy? We need support. Do you copy? Hostile infantry spotted. Over. Hostile forces spotted. Over. Medic! How about some medic? Requesting reinforcements. Over. How about medic? Help over here. We need reinforcements. Enemy troops. Hostile infantry spotted. Over. Good deal, thanks.
UAV transmitting on this mark.
We need reinforcements. You copy? Enemy forces spotted. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy forces spotted. Over. Enemy activity. Do you copy? We need ammo. Sorry, Chief. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy troops identified. Do you copy? Enemy infantry spotted. Medic! Enemy infantry spotted! Enemy infantry spotted! Enemy infantry spotted! Enemy infantry spotted! Enemy forces spotted!
UAV is bingo on fuel.
Thanks. I owe you one.
UAV online and transmitting.
Enemy troops identified. Do you copy? Hostile forces spotted. Over. Snipers on our perimeter. Enemy forces. Over. Enemy forces. Hostile forces spotted. Over. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy sniper spotted. Enemy sniper. Enemy sniper. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Snipers on our perimeter. Hey, thanks. Position cleared and under control. Sniper! identified. Do you copy? Enemy spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Over. Enemy infantry spotted. Over. Enemy forces over. Spotted. Over.
Transmitting on
Enemy forces over. Hostile enemy troops. Enemy forces over. Enemy infantry. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy forces over. Enemy infantry. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy spotted. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Hostile infantry spotted. Over. Hostile enemy troops identified. Over. All clear. Hostile forces spotted. Over. Hostile forces. Enemy infantry. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy sniper spotted. Hostile forces spotted. Over. Hostile forces. Enemy forces over. Enemy troops identified. You enemy spotted. Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted. Enemy forces over. Spotted.
UAV online and
Enemy sniper. Hostile forces spotted. Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted. Hostile forces spotted. Enemy troops identified. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy sniper spotted. Enemy sniper spotted. Enemy sniper. Enemy sniper spotted. Enemy sniper spotted. Enemy sniper spotted. Enemy sniper. Enemy sniper spotted. Hostile forces spotted. Enemy sniper spotted. Enemy sniper spotted. Sniper spotted. Enemy forces over. Enemy troops identified. You copy. Enemy forces over. Enemy forces over. Enemy sniper. Enemy sniper spotted. Enemy infantry. Enemy infantry sniper spotted. Enemy forces enemy sniper. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Sniper. Enemy infantry spotted. Hostile forces spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy forces spotted.
UAV transmitting on this mark.
Enemy sniper spotted. Enemy sniper. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Requesting enemy infantry spotted. We've lost control of an outpost. We need support. Do you copy? Requesting ammunition. Over.
Frag out.
Enemy sniper. Enemy forces spotted.
UAV transmitting on this mark.
Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy infantry. Enemy forces. Enemy infantry. Enemy spotted. Enemy infantry 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 spotted.
Online and transmitting.
Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Hostile forces spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Hostiles on the ground. Enemy forces over. Enemy forces over. Hostile forces spotted. Over. Enemy forces over. Hostile infantry spotted. Over.
UAV transmitting.
Hostile enemy identified. Enemy sniper spotted. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy infantry. Enemy troops identified. Enemy forces spotted.
Good deal, thanks.
Hostile forces spotted. Medic. Good deal, thanks. Hostile infantry spotted. Over. Enemy troops.
Hey, thanks.
UAV online and transmitting.
Snipers on our perimeter. Hostile sniper spotted. Over. Enemy troops identified. Do you copy? We've lost control of an outpost.
UAV offline.
Position cleared and under control. Enemy troops identified. Do you copy? Over. Thanks. Enemy troops identified. Do you copy? Control.
UAV transmitting on this mark.
Enemy forces spotted. 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 10-4. Enemy forces. Enemy forces. Enemy infantry. Enemy infantry spotted.
UAV offline.
Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy troops identified. Do you copy? Enemy troops. Enemy identified. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy infantry. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy spotted. Enemy troops identified. Enemy forces over. Enemy forces over. Enemy forces over. Enemy infantry spotted. Hostile forces spotted. Over.
Online and transmitting.
Enemy forces spotted. Sniper spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Hostile forces spotted. Hostile forces spotted. Over. Enemy activity. Do you copy? Enemy infantry spotted. Infantry spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Medic. Supplies at your position. Medic. Enemy forces over.
UAV transmitting
Enemy
on
unit.
this mark.
Enemy infantry spotted. 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 Enemy sniper spotted and under control. Sniper. Enemy sniper spotted. Enemy sniper spotted. Enemy force support. Over. Enemy infantry spotted.
UAV online and transmitting.
Enemy infantry spotted. Over. Enemy infantry spotted. 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 Enemy forces over. Enemy forces over. Enemy infantry spotted. Forces spotted. Enemy forces over. Spotted. Over. Move out. Attack here. Enemy infantry spotted. Hostile enemy forces spotted. Over. Hostile forces spotted. Over. Enemy forces spotted. Over. Enemy infantry spotted. Over. Hostile forces. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy forces over. Hostile infantry spotted. Over. Supply enemy forces over. Copy. Sniper spotted. Over. Medic. Hostile forces spotted. Over. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy infantry position. You copy? Enemy infantry. Enemy spotted. Enemy activity. Enemy forces. Over.
Transmitting on this mark.
I need a medic here. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy medic. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy infantry. Enemy infantry. Enemy infantry spotted. Let's move. Sorry, man. You got it. Enemy infantry spotted.
Transmitting on this mark.
Enemy infantry spotted. Under control. Out. Hostile forces spotted. Over. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy infantry. Enemy infantry. Enemy infantry. Enemy enemy infantry spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Infantry spotted. Over. Forces. Over. I need a medic. Quick. Do you copy? Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy infantry. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy infantry. Forces spotted. Over. Enemy forces spotted.
Thanks.
Enemy forces spotted. Forces spotted. Medic.
Clear. All right. You're good.
Enemy infantry spotted.
Online and transmitting.
Damn it, sorry. You got it.
Grenade. Frag grenade.
Medic. I'm bingo on ammo. Do you copy? Requesting ammunition. Over. Attack this position.
No one. Transmitting.
Enemy spotted.
Online and transmitting.
Hostiles on the ground. Supplies at your position. Hostiles on the ground. Enemy units on the move. Enemy troops identified. Do you on the move? Hostile infantry spotted. Over.
Transmitting on this mark.
Enemy units on the move. Enemy units on the move. Hostile infantry spotted. Over. Hostiles on enemy the ground. Infantry spotted. Running hostiles on the ground. Over.
Frag.
I'm bingo on ammo. Do you copy? Hey, thanks. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy activity. Do you copy? Medic. Good deal, thanks. Enemy forces spotted.
Clear.
Enemy forces spotted. Infantry spotted. Over. Enemy infantry spotted. Infantry spotted. Over. Medic. Roger that. Enemy troops. Medic. Hostiles on the ground. Enemy activity. Do you copy?
Clear. Live, buddy.
Online and
Good deal, thanks. Enemy sniper spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy forces spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy infantry, man. Enemy troops identified. Do you copy?
Frag grenade.
Enemy infantry. Enemy infantry. Enemy infantry. Enemy infantry. Spotted. Enemy infantry. Enemy infantry. Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted. Enemy infantry. Over. Supplies at your position. Hey, thanks. Enemy troops identified. Do you copy?
UAV transmitting on this mark.
Enemy troops! Enemy
The
unit!
UAV trailer nearby belongs to your enemy. Destroy it to prevent the enemy commander from using the UAV to spot your teammates.
Enemy infantry! Enemy infantry! Spotted! Enemy troops identified. Do you copy? Enemy infantry! Enemy infantry! Spotted! Enemy infantry! Enemy forces over. Hey, thanks. Enemy forces over. Thanks. I owe you one. Hostile forces over. Enemy infantry spotted. Enemy infantry spotted. We're losing.